My theme throughout is, with courage, anything is possible, and I think when I'm all done, you'll understand why. I see everybody was excited about Rocky, more than anything else, but that was a lot of fun. I shot for about 4 days, and I met the director, who was about 6'10", and I've never hit 5'1", and I said to him, you know, in real life, I am a judge. I'd love to sit in the judge's seat for the movie, the final fight scene. He just kind of went like this, like, get this little bug away, you know. And then I went down to Convention Center, and I'm sitting all the way in the back in my black leather jacket, the last row. And I hear over the loudspeaker, I hadn't been there more than 2 minutes. Will the lady boxing judge please report to ringside? Well, I got goose pimples, and I flew. And that's where I sat. But I have 4 children. One of my sons said he saw me 5 times in the movie. I think I saw the back of my head maybe a fraction of 100th of a second once. But I was in the movie. And 2 things went through my mind. My father always said, and I think he's right, can't means won't. You can do whatever you want to do. Focus on it and do it. And the other thing that went through my mind, of all things to think of at that time, was the fighter lying on the canvas, struggling to get up, and I thought, I've got too much to do. I've got to get up. And that's what made me get up. I think I'd still be sitting there. It was frightening. It's frightening, and it takes everything out of you, the wind out of your sails. And he came over to me, never called me by name, and he said, lady, he said, I've got good and bad news for you. I said, well, give me the bad news first. And he said, the bad news is that you and Bob have to drive up to Harrisburg next Thursday. I said, well, I was living in Fort Washington at the time. I said, that's not so bad. It's only 2 hours away. What's the good news? Now, to this day, and this is February 1st, 1973, we're going back to, I can actually put myself back in time in my mind, and I remember exactly how I felt when he said, you are going to be appointed as the first woman professional boxing judge in the United States. I thought he was kidding. I said, right on. And you know, cancer isn't always a death sentence, but the rhinoceros head is always in the room. I'm in my I just started my 4th year of this drug, Arimidex, and I'm sure you're all familiar that the main side effect is that every joint in your body aches day and night and day, and you don't sleep too much. You just don't feel good, but that's okay because you think about the alternative. So you just keep motoring on, as I say. It was my toughest fight, and I won so far. But as I say, you never know if it's going to come back. I go twice a year to the medical oncologist, and once a year to the radiology oncologist. So I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I stepped into the ring like a fighter, and I fought to survive. And I won so far.